Was good.
Yo,
All
continue.
right, so now we can do the interview. We got OJ Mountain in the building. So when I met you, your rap name was OS. Why did you decide to change it to OJ Mountain?
Well, I mean, basically it was just for like searchability
Yeah,
and just because like whenever you look up OS, it's like you look at like operating systems and it's just like
yeah,
it's not really ideal. But I don't know. It just my initials also OJMT, so like it
right,
made
yeah,
sense, and
mm-hmm.
I was just like why not like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I like adopting like new personalities in my music. So
Yeah. No, so how did you get into hip hop? You grew up in Boston like me.
hmm
How'd you get
well, I grew up playing the saxophone.
Okay.
Uh, I first got into jazz and like that's where I first got into like improv in music, like
Mm-hmm.
improvisation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I got into hip hop. I was kind of listening to it, but more like casually. And then, um, in middle school, had a couple friends that like got me into more like old school hip hop and like more lyrical content. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it just resonated with me. And one day I decided to like try writing, and
Mhm.
I just kind of took it where let it I let it
Right.
take me where it did, I guess you could say, and I just kept doing it. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's what's up. And so, now you go to Temple University. Has that changed your impact on like how you like how you artistically create your music, or has it been the same?
I wouldn't say it's changed the way I artistically create, but it's
Hmm.
definitely like opened my eyes to what's possible with music, I guess, just being in a different city that operates differently, and
Hmm.
just witnessing or like um networking with other artists that
Yeah.
I would never have met if I didn't come down here.
Yeah.
I my artistic goal has always kind of been within me, and
Yeah.
so but yeah, it's definitely influenced me in one way or another. It's probably hard to like pinpoint what they exactly are though.
Hmm. Word. Is Temple University a fun place to go?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's it's
Okay.
it's easy to kind of feel like an ant sometimes because there's so many people here. It's
Yeah.
just like and it's so cramped packed, basically like one city block.
Hmm.
But it has pros and cons, and like a pro of that, especially being like a music person, is just being around so many other people who like can help you, whether that be a photographer, videographer,
Hmm.
or an engineer, whatever the case may be, whatever you need to help you through your creative process. It's it's easier to find with more people around. So
Word. Yeah. No, that was my sister's second choice. That
okay,
was like for college.
where did you go?
She's gonna go to the new school, which
The new
in
school?
yeah, in New York.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it's called the new school.
Yeah, I didn't realize that too when I applied. Yeah, it's called the new like
Huh?
yeah.
Is it new? It's like built.
No, it's from like 1910. It was new in 1910. I don't
Mhm.
know why it's still called that, but yeah, she's going there. It's mad funny because she was on this podcast and we made a specific effort not to reveal where she was going to college because like
Uh,
all our family members were like wondering. But now
yeah.
they gotta go to this episode to find that out.
Okay. Are
Yeah.
you messing with the blue? I can change it to a different color.
Oh no, I like the blue lighting. It gives
Sure.
different style. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right. All right.
100%. Yeah. So, what would you say that the Philly hip hop scene is different from the Boston hip hop scene?
I'd say so. I
Yeah.
guess in Philly, it's a lot. There's more niche. I guess there's more little segments of it
Okay.
where
Yeah.
like there's different people that know each other.
Hmm.
This is more like it's more the hip hop scene is more solidified here. So
Yeah.
there's like whereas in Boston there's like events, but it's not like there are like people doing cool events like Christopher Carter,
Yeah.
um, and Family Families and things like that.
Yeah.
But but those like kind of like an outlier in terms of like open mics. I mean, like there are open mics in Boston, but in Philly, they're like the open mics are very solidified, and they have people that
Yeah.
you have to pay to get in type thing, and it's consistent like every week.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, again, it's pros and cons. It is different, but it's bigger, so it means more it's more competition. But in
Yeah.
Boston, people say it's toxic. I don't know if I completely agree with that. I think it can be sometimes toxic
Okay.
just because it's more like there's a narrower field of vision in terms of the people that are kind of on
Yeah.
top.
Mhm.
But I try to stay away from that in my
Yeah.
head because it just that can lead me and I think most people down like a rabbit hole of just like self comparison. And I think in terms of music and art, you really have to be um, one with yourself and one with your process and journey, and understanding that you have to do things at your own pace,
Yeah.
or else you're just gonna go into a mind fuck of like just self doubt. At least for me, so I try to just do my own thing, and wherever I am, if I'm in Boston or Philly, like
Yeah.
that's the scene that will intake that content when I'm there. What
Yeah. 100%. And are you familiar with the finessers by any chance?
No, I'm not.
Okay. My boy who he's from Jersey, but he goes to Emerson with me. He does their music videos, but they're
Hmm.
like a Philly act, so
Okay. Oh,
loosely similar.
they're a group.
Yeah, they're a group. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know them too well, but
Okay. No, yeah, I like that name. I'll check them out.
yeah, it's finessers with $2 signs,
Okay.
which is mad funny because I was trying to write a show, like trying to get a show greenlit for Emerson where I go to college,
Hmm.
um, called Finesse, which was this spelled the same way with $2 signs. And I hit up a few BLA people about that, but
Oh
that
shit.
never, yeah, it got rejected. But then I found out about the finessers. I was like, oh shit,
There you go.
it's that it's funny.
Yeah.
So uh would you say that your music is inspired by like 90s boom bap? I hear a lot of
I mean,
influence
yeah,
from.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of definitely at the beginning. I mean, it
Mhm.
still is to a large degree, but I mean, the stuff I like did in the battle in the rap battle just now, like
Yeah.
that's definitely more 90s style, and like my
Yeah.
and like that's because I released that music in the past, and that's what
Mhm.
I was like mainly doing back then. Um, it's still definitely a lot of what I'm doing now, but I feel like I have a lot of music I haven't released, and so it's still inspired by boom bap, but I'm trying to like branch out a little bit in terms of like the type of beats I'm like choosing, and the song and the structure. Before it was very like verse chorus type thing, and I don't know, I'm trying to like add little bridges and little like sound collages, which I've already integrated into my music before, but
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm just trying to kind of um bring in more things into the creative process. But yeah, like it definitely is inspired by
Yeah. Who are your favorite rappers, biggest inspirations?
At first there was like just the normal like old school rappers
Yeah.
like Cool G Rap and like Nas and Eminem and things like
Yeah.
that. But now I still like these people. I came to like MF Doom like a lot. That's my favorite rapper of all
Yeah.
time probably.
I see the
Um
poster on the wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but like nowadays I like or Sweatshirt, Freddie Gibbs. I like um I don't know. Yeah, I like most things when I hear
Yeah.
it. It's just it depends on what mood I'm in, kind of.
Yeah, same with me. Like I like pretty much every rapper like out there for
Yeah,
the most
I
part.
like rappers who kind of try to push the limits, whatever in whatever style. Like he like Young Thug, for example. Like people say
Yeah.
Young Thug, like he's not a lyrical rapper,
Yeah,
but like he experiments so much with like his voice as an instrument that like
exactly.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also have I have a few rappers from Philly. And whenever we have like someone who's like based in another location,
Hmm.
I like to ask them about some rappers from that location. So I have a list here
Okay.
of a few. The first one, I believe you actually met this guy, Meek Mill.
Yeah, I did meet him very briefly.
Yeah. What was that experience like? How'd you get to meet him?
It was kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah.
It was cool though. I was with my friend and we're at this shoe
Uh-huh.
store. It's called
Okay.
D. It's in like it's a pretty like famous store in like in Center City in Philly,
Okay.
and like a lot of like I guess celebrities are known to go there at times, but I didn't know that
Yeah.
when I first went there.
Uh-huh.
But, it was like right when he got out of jail, and like we're just like, looking around, and like
Mhm.
that made it that much more like insane. And
Yeah.
then my friend saw him and was like, "Yo, is that Meek?" And I was just like, "What?" And I turned around, and he was like an arm's length away. I was like, "What the fuck?" And he just
Mhm.
like walked past me real quick, and I was like, "Whoa." And then but then we went upstairs, but then because we were kind of shell shocked, but then he kind of like followed us up as we were going up just by coincidence. And it was then they like locked off, like they separated the bottom part away from the top part of the
Mhm.
store because I guess they didn't want any more people going up. So basically,
Right.
it was me, my friend Meek, and his manager just in one room,
That's
and
crazy.
like it was so jarring because like we were just like trying to be normal and
Mhm.
like shop around, but like fucking Meek Mill was in the same room as us. So I was like, what
Right.
do we do now? Like,
Yeah.
what are we meant to be doing? Like, because we wanted a picture, which we
Yeah.
did ask and get for it, and
Yeah.
but we were just like, we didn't want to bug him and shit. I don't know, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember I was chilling with I remember when I saw that I was back at Fitchburg, which is where I transferred from, and I was with Gael from BLA who still goes to Fitchburg. And we were chilling in our friend Zamir's room. And our friend Zamir is like a huge Meek Mill fan. Like he has a big poster of Meek Mill. That's his favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And then we were in his room, and then I just saw on Instagram like you with Meek Mill, and then the caption was like Drake a bitch or something. And then I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, he Oscar met Meek Mill. Yeah.
Yeah, I was an idiot back then. I can't believe you remember that caption. Is this on my Instagram? I
Um,
had taken it off.
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just put that to be a
This
dickhead.
this yeah, it was funny. It was cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that was funny though. Do you fuck with him though, like Meek Mill as a?
I mean, yeah, he's not my. I don't. He's not like my go-to. I'm not a huge fan of
Mhm.
him. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that like I'm a huge like I know all this stuff, but like
Yeah, yeah.
I respect him as a rapper. I guess. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say the same.
Yeah. I'm not like stoked for a Meek Mill drop,
Yeah.
just because I didn't like grow up listening to him like that.
Yeah.
Like, people from here, like there's a lot of I'm like surrounded by tons of Meek fans just because like they've been
'Cause-
listening to him since they were like middle school, high school.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Would
I like him, but he's not like my favorite artist.
yeah. Would are people from Philly like really into Lil Uzi?
Definitely, yeah. There's like,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, I feel like Meek like has more of like a Philly spirit about him.
Yeah.
So like the he has more of like a cult, I guess, following you would say
Right.
in the Philly area. But
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, people. I feel like yeah, people definitely like Uzi here more.
Hmm.
But I feel like he's more universally appreciated. Like he's more universally like appreciated. I guess not that Meek isn't, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's different. But yeah, there's like murals of him around of Uzi.
Oh,
It's
that's
cool.
interesting. Yeah, that's cool. What would you say the same thing about Lil Dicky?
That's a good question, honestly,
Yeah.
because I feel like Lil Dicky, it's no, for short answer, no,
No.
just because like he's
Yeah.
not as mainstream as them and not as
Hmm.
big, but like I feel like he occupies this weird lane. Like he's a good rapper. Wouldn't like I don't bump his stuff, but I
Yeah.
feel like he occupies this really unique lane of like comedy and rapping that's like unique to him, even separate from like the Lonely Island.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like how he gathers his fan base, I think it's pretty interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah. I I have you seen his new show?
Yeah, I have. That's honestly what made me like say that because before I had more of a negative opinion about him. I thought he was kind of corny and gimmicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like when I saw the show, I kind of understood his vibe better, just because like I realized like where he is. Like he doesn't really care about like fitting into like hip hop as a culture in
Yeah.
the sense of like you know just assimilating. He just
Hmm.
himself, which I think is a luxury of like the modern era of hip hop.
Word.
Like there's so many different niches you can fill. So
Yeah. No, I have you seen Atlanta though?
I
Like,
have. I really want to. I just haven't got around to watching it. But
yeah. I would say Atlanta for me personally, Atlanta is probably like my favorite live action TV show.
huh.
And I found that Dave, the Little Dicky show, was kind of like a little too similar
Hmm.
of that for me, you know. Like I liked it. Like I laughed at some of the jokes, but like
Right. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe if I saw it Atlanta, I would agree with you. I'm not
yeah,
educated enough to like just to say, but I definitely want
right.
to see Atlanta.
Yeah, no. Would you say Will Smith is like a big Philly icon?
I mean, he is, but not in terms of hip hop anymore. You know,
Oh
like
yeah,
not
okay.
in terms of like, he's Will Smith, but like,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, as I'm a hip hop nerd, so like I understand his significance on the genre
right.
act, but like, yeah, in terms of like hip hop culture now, it's like he's not a big influence. I would say.
Yeah, no. Have you ever noticed that a lot of rappers from Mass compare themselves to Will Smith?
I mean, you mean Stiz?
Cousin Stiz, our mutual friend Clark, and also Joyner Lucas just recently.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and I feel like one more guy.
I haven't heard Clark compare himself to Will Smith. What song
The
did he?
song "I'm the Young Will Smith" from back when we were in high school.
What song was that?
D- I think from his old album, from the one he dropped.
Oh man, I don't remember that one. I mean,
Okay.
I remember listening to like I remember back then. I just haven't listened to it in so long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
That needs further research. I need to
Yeah.
look.
No. For sure. For sure. What about? I can't. not talk about Philly without talking about the Roots. Are they pretty
Oh yeah,
significant?
I
Yeah,
love the Roots.
yeah,
Black Thought's like one of my favorites ever.
but
Um,
yeah.
sorry, what
No,
was you gonna say?
same with the guy you just rap battled. Black Thought is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like if you consider yourself like a lyricist, you have to like
yeah.
appreciate Black Thought. Like you
Mm,
just have to, or else, you know.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Um. So also, when seeing your style and like kind of what your lines and how you compare yourself and like your surroundings, you talk a lot about like kind of video games and comic books and stuff like that. You know, you're just with got Mario and Oscar the Grouch bumping. Like, would you say that that stuff inspires you as well, creatively and visually?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
For many different reasons. I like I've always liked cartoons and like games and comics like a lot. I mean, like before,
Yeah,
um, like my whole life. But then, like when I discovered MF Doom, the way he integrated comic books into his style, and like not only
yeah.
that, but like even just outside of Doom and comics, like I just like the concept of having different characters. And I think
Hmm.
comic books takes like creates characters in a very unique way because, oftentimes there are a lot of them and they're all interconnected,
Yeah,
which I just think is really cool when applied to music. Um,
yeah,
and that's kind of what I'm trying to do more of, like that song I did in the battle,
yeah,
like with the different delivery and stuff. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think the medium of comic books is completely unique too because it's just another medium of art. I feel like it gets a bad
Hmm.
rep sometimes just because it's like people just think it's all superheroes, but like there are actually I like superhero comics, but like I like graphic novels too that just like tell a story. Like they just
Yeah,
like happen to be in the comic medium
right.
format
What's
with the thing. It tells a story in a completely different way.
hmm
So yeah, I love yeah.
yeah, what's your favorite comic book?
Ooh, well, right now I'm reading Watchmen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a staple. But there's
Hmm.
this book I put like a few people onto called Box Office Poison. I actually have
Okay.
it right here. Oh shit. Um, oh, um, yeah. So it's called Box Office Poison. It's like
Hmm.
huge book, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like Seinfeld in the sense that like it's about nothing. It's like about this like people. There's like a few people in a family, in like a few of a friend group, and they
Hmm.
just like what they do. But
Word,
it's just
word.
like interesting and well done. And again, there's a bunch of characters that interconnect and have different experiences all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that just inspired me. So
Word, word. I
that
feel
was my
that.
favorite comic book.
Have you read Why the Last Man?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's my personal favorite.
Okay,
Favorite
I'll
comic
add that to the
book.
list. Yeah, I only started like reading comics like consistently in the past like year or so. So I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
had a chance to like really catch up on things like I have. That's why I'm only reading like Watchmen now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
Word. Have you seen the TV show?
Watchmen. No, I want to watch it after I read the book.
Yeah. No. It's a phenomenal like
Yeah,
sequel.
yeah, I heard it's like very similar to the comic.
Yeah. No, it's very similar. Um. Yeah. No. And we also talk. What's your favorite video game? Like retro video game?
Oh, retro video game.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess like it's like Super Mario World or like Super
Okay.
Metroid.
Yeah.
But like in general, like I sunk so many hours into Minecraft as a kid. I wouldn't say that's my favorite game,
Yeah.
obviously, but like if you
Yeah.
like total hours played, I definitely like
Yeah.
that a bunch. I like God of War. And I like simulator games too.
Word.
Yeah, I used to play Zoo Tycoon and things like that.
Yeah. You play the new Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, and there's the new God of War also.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, that was one of my favorite games.
Like the newest one, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that was phenomenal,
yeah, yeah.
in my opinion. So, we met in high school, um, and I don't know if you can speak on this, but is Circle Gang still a thing? That was your
I mean, yeah, it is in. I mean, it is in the. It depends how you define a thing.
okay.
I
You
mean,
want you want to explain Circle Gang for the people who
yeah, I'll explain
are
to
not
the people.
familiar? Yeah.
But I wasn't there was not there at all during when it created. It was
Yeah.
created like as most people, if you went to BLA at that time, like it was all Mattson and Jordan who first created it in like
Yeah.
sophomore year,
Mhm.
and like I was just like a random dude. Like I had nothing to do with it then.
Right.
I became friends with them in like around late junior, early senior year, and
Hmm.
like I was like that's when I kind of was first releasing music publicly, and they hadn't released music before, but I guess they like rapped on the side, and like I don't know, it all kind of just came together. Like they saw me doing music, I guess, and we all started making music together. And
Yeah.
so we wanted to make it a collective, and we did like that show, Our Family Famous, together.
Yep. I
I
remember
think
that.
the first one, which is awesome. But we all went to different schools, and it was always hard to like solidify it into a legitimate brand that we could really push. But
Yeah.
I mean, we still all talk to each other, we still exchange music, and we still, I still do stuff music with Jordan to this day.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I hope in the future that like once things are more like solidified and settled down, like at the very least we can just stay in contact and like just help each other grow, which I think will always happen.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, those are definitely my closest friends from back home. So
Yeah. 100.
um,
That's what's up. That's what's
circle
up.
never dies, man.
Yeah, and you have like you got Jordan featured on a lot of songs. You got
Yeah,
Igor featured on a lot of songs, as well as you have a Lottie produces a lot of your work as
yeah,
well. So yeah,
yeah.
you feel more comfortable like working with people from back home than people in Philly?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I will. Oh, not from Philly. I mean, there are people I like to work with here that I'm close to,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
like, yeah, I love working with like all my go-to producers are mostly in Boston still.
Yeah.
Um, just because I think the best music comes from when you have like the deepest possible connection with that person. Like when
Yeah.
it's not just like a transaction where like a lot of rappers will like, I mean, yeah, people like sell features, which is one thing, but like a lot of people just are comfortable just like exchanging verses over online, and that can be okay in some cases, but like I feel like it's not music, and really it's just like an exchange of like frequency files, like wave files. Like it's not, you're not creating something together.
Yeah. No, you like to be like with the person physically in the
Yeah,
studio.
or
Yeah.
even if it's not physical, like I know Jordan now, like I know Jordan
Yeah.
enough to where like I can send out things over and back and forth.
Right.
But that's because,
Yeah.
yeah, we shared so many things, we did so much music in person. So
No. Yeah. It was interesting for me because I was never in like a hip hop collective or anything in high school. But then, because like when I wanted when I transferred, because I was with a lot of homies from back home when I went to Fitchburg, but then I transferred to Emerson where I didn't know anyone,
yeah,
and there was no one from like Boston or BLA who was at
uh-huh.
Emerson. So I knew I wanted to like give people from like back home like a platform, like wanted to use Emerson to do that. And then I met the hip hop society, like the Emerson Hip Hop Society, which Owen, who did a battle with,
Yeah.
was a part of. And I kind of like, because they were all about like we're making music videos, we're trying to hold like events for like local Boston
So
people, and I was like,
I didn't realize there was a whole hip hop collective specifically. That's super cool.
yeah, he's part of a whole. I can like once it's done, I can explain to you like the whole
Okay.
setup because we're trying to do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of which got kind of pushed way back because of the whole coronavirus
Yeah.
shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they're hip to a lot of your mutual friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And see, that's a good
um,
thing about Boston. Like like if you know a few people, those people definitely know. Like the mutual friends are very tight knit. Like
yeah,
it's easy to find people that know the same people as you. Well, in
yeah,
Philly, it's like it's very easy to feel small. Like it's very much of individualistic thing in the sense of like teamwork, I guess.
yeah.
There's more people to find
Are
to
you
work with.
familiar with the Bridgeside Ciphers?
No, is that a Philly thing?
No, it's a Cambridge Boston thing, but
Oh wait, was that like the ones in downtown Crossing, like the ciphers, the ones that got
no,
shut?
that it's similar to that, but it's the one in Cambridge, like the alleyway in Cambridge, like the graffiti alley.
Okay, no, I haven't heard
Yeah.
that. That's cool though. I haven't heard that though.
Yeah, Owen, the homie, put me onto that, and I didn't know anything about it, but then I went there and I ran into Tayshawn C4, like people who like I
Uh,
knew about. I was like, oh, word, like
cool.
this
Wait,
is
it's like a public, it's a public like cipher. People just come through and rap.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's yeah. Like every month, just people come
Okay.
come through.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try to go to that then next time I'm in
Yeah,
Boston.
100%. Yeah. Um. So, um, what? How would you say? Like, do you have like a specific process for writing songs, writing music?
Uh, it depends. I mean, nothing too specific. I mean, I used to like write just like lyrics miscellaneously and then kind of put them on beats that I think like sounded good for it. And I
Mhm.
still do that to an extent, but I try to tailor like the flows and the content to like beat, to a beat specifically now, just so it's more cohesive. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
Um, I I think my best stuff just comes when I'm not overthinking myself, overthinking shit, and I'm just kind of like letting myself write lyrics that correlate with one another and make sense. Because I think like the greatest lyricists, what they do is it's not like the bars relate to each other, both the one in front and the one after. Like even
Mhm.
if it's just like one word, like if tree is in like the bar one bar, like say the word green is in the next bar, and like
Yeah.
even if it has nothing to do with trees, like
Mhm.
that's something I try to do because it it kind of makes the listener attach the bars together on kind
Yeah.
of unconsciously. Even if it's about something completely different, and not
Mhm.
only that, but by keeping that in mind, you're able to come up with more ideas of things to say seamlessly. Because if you write about a tree, you can write about roots in the next bar, and then you can think, say, black thought or something. Like it's endless.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, and you also do like multiple personalities in your songs, as we saw from the rap battle. What kind of made you decide to go in that route?
well, I think it's you can just there's more. You're able to say things that you wouldn't just say yourself.
Mhm.
Most obviously,
Yeah.
like I think like the beauty of of any genre, I guess. But I guess hip hop specifically in the sense that you can just say what you can be different people. I guess like if you look at like the character of like Slim Shady, for example,
Yeah.
that was a character, and that's what made him
Yeah.
blow up, because he was just saying wild shit that like
Yeah.
he wouldn't normally say, but like
Mhm.
his emotions made him say those things, which created that character. So
Yeah.
I just think it's an interesting thing to do in rap because um I don't know. I just think not enough people are doing it, honestly.
Yeah, no, definitely. And do you think that you implement like your personalities in like your real life, or like in your real social life, or
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I have some. It depends on song to song. I have songs that are very just like real and like
Mhm.
not they're not like too lyrically abstract, and it's just
Yeah.
like telling my experience, and that's how I started writing in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I was just like I was depressed, and I wanted like I just needed an outlet, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just started writing like my feelings type thing.
Mhm.
But like now I do that sometimes, but like I try to branch out in more different artistic ways, whether it be characters or like writing from a different perspective or like yeah. So
Yeah. All right, so we got this game on the show called Dream Collabs. So you got to choose one person who you want to work with that you know, and one person who you want to work with that you don't know.
okay,
Yeah.
that I know. I mean, in the sense that like personally know, or just in
Yeah, like
general.
you personally know. Yeah, like you're calling someone out.
Okay. Shit. I guess I would probably do a song with Madsen,
Okay.
just because
Word.
like we made we used to make songs back in the day, but they were like trash back then, and I feel like we could cook up something crazy now.
Yeah.
He's not exactly on the same rapping time as like me and Jordan are, which is
Yeah.
fine, but like he still be doing it on the low. But
No,
and
no,
then
no.
I guess obviously I'd love to do a song with Doom, but like um, I love to do a song like Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I don't know if you know who
Okay.
that is.
Yeah, I know. I
But
know who that is. Yeah.
he's definitely like he does these crazy like voices and it's just like he includes comedy in a lot of his
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
He reads like books about how to like structure jokes and stuff, which is I think
Yeah.
is really he's just really unique and interesting. So yeah, I
Yeah.
love to do
Yeah,
something.
no. He was also wasn't he the homeless dude in mid '90s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, wait. Like the main character, like the one of the skateboarders.
No, no, no. He was just like it was like a cameo. Like weren't they
Yeah, I
like
think
talking about it?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that yeah, I remember. I hadn't
yeah,
thought of him in a while, and I was like,
yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
Word. So what's next for OS in the future?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna keep continue to make music and
Mm-hmm.
and trying to experiment and branch out as much as possible. Um, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm sitting on that I'm planning on releasing.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I just want to have like a good plan in order to do it properly.
Yeah.
But past that, I want to I want to keep doing music and see where it takes me, and wherever that might be. And I
Mhm.
definitely want to have like some sort of job within the industry in whatever
Okay.
facet of it is.
Yeah.
Ideally it would be performance and like and make music, but if
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, then um, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward and find something that I can. I just want to contribute to the culture, but my number
Yeah.
one priority is creating. Right now, my number one priority is creating music and trying to do that the best I can.
No, that's kind of how I feel too. With the I was doing promotion for the hip hop people at Emerson. Trying to get people who I knew from Boston on to like come on like Emerson stages and stuff like that, and like do the podcast at the same time we're interviewing like up and coming local rappers. So that I'm not a rapper per se, but trying to get in the
So yeah,
industry.
that's what's up. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I respect what you're doing because I always see you like wherever like the events I go to in Boston, like I always see you there and shit. So like
Yeah.
I can tell you like care about the what's going on locally.
Exactly.
So yeah, I see like and like I see like I know you listen to a lot of hip hop too,
Hmm.
and you're very much immersed in like movies and
Hmm.
culture and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah. Yeah.
appreciate you like giving a platform to people.
No, yeah, no, it's I didn't know like I never knew if I was gonna like be in like work in the hip hop genre specifically. Like when this podcast started, even um, it was going to be a comedy podcast. It's a little history. And so like a lot of the first episodes from this podcast are like they're goofy, like they're sketches, they're like
Yeah.
funny stuff. And
Okay.
then because like I like love writing and I wanted to do like comedy stuff on here, like using the podcast format. And then this dude, he was on the Breakfast Club, his name Wes Jackson. He wanted to do a hip hop festival like with like local because he did the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, which is where like Jay Electronica and like Jay-Z like linked up and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he was like, I want to do a Boston festival. I was like,
Mm,
holy shit, that's crazy.
yeah.
He like came to us for that. And
Okay.
so I was trying to like, so I was like, all right, we gotta like get like other rappers from who I knew to like come on the show to
Mm,
like raise interest for that. Be like, yo, like, because like we couldn't like be like public about it because he like our funding was all like fucked up, so like we couldn't be like public that we were doing it. We also were like opening up, like they were opening up for like a huge hip hop act and shit like that. But that's kind of how it all spawns.
nice, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
No, that's what's up. And just a quick thing, because we're doing this on Zoom, quarantine stuff. How is the coronavirus stuff affected you personally, like your musical output, your just
Yeah.
personal all that shit?
Um, I'm kind of on like both sides of like the fence,
Mhm.
I guess, and like a lot. I feel like a lot of people getting spammed with like, oh, like you're this is where you should be productive. You're at your home, like like be creative every day type thing. And I feel
Mhm.
like that's really stressful because people on the one hand, that's really stressful because people are taking for granted all the things that you could do before. Like you could go outside and like see your friends or something, and like it's very easy to get in your head when you're just alone in isolation. At least especially for me. But on the other side, I
Yeah.
have had more time inside, and I have been like forcing myself to like when I don't want to, just like try to like do something little here and there just to keep my
Yeah.
head flowing. So when I do feel inspiration, it's more likely to happen. But past that, I mean, it's okay. Like I'm here with my girl. I'm just like I'm chilling. I'm making music when I can, and just trying to stay up.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. Yeah, like for me, it was like because I was doing the podcast. Like there were episodes that I had to like postpone because I was doing like all this stuff and I was playing for the hip hop side. The hip hop like festival was going to be in April, so like I was playing for that, and then I like just decided to stop everything. And then like actually, it was like a radio like a podcast discussing like one of the Instagram live rap battles where I was like it went like it shifted from like I'm putting the podcast on hold from like put like now we gotta like do the podcast like as soon as possible. So I've been doing a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I peeped them on Spotify.
Oh, where, which, yeah, 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 no, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Why is it called fake? This
fake radio. Okay, technically, that's my brand, and it stands for fucking assholes killing everything.
okay.
Which, I
I like
didn't. So originally, if you listen to the first 8 episodes, the first one's called Paranoid, which is just me, and then the last one we did in the studio was the one with Clark D.
that.
It's very short, but those episodes I did in like one of Emerson's radio stations. So they didn't want like they didn't like it had to be like appropriate at that point. And so I was like, oh, because because I told him like, because I had a radio show in Fitchburg, so I was like, oh, like I went to Fitchburg and I transferred to Emerson, and I noticed there were like a lot of fake people at Emerson, and like I kind of wanted to
Uh,
like define myself as fake because of like
yeah, yeah,
transferring,
no, yeah,
and shit like that.
okay.
So that's like part of the reason, but then it's also like I like the brand fucking assholes killing it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I respect that.
um that's kind of why it's called that. um but thank you for coming on. I realize now that the three people, we've had a lot of rappers on the show, but the three people that have come on to this show from my high school are you, Clark, and Stefan. And I
Oh, I
realized
didn't
that
realize. Oh, that's cool that you came out. I should listen to that.
the one with Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a cool one. But I realized that all three of us were all in the same dumbass freaking chemistry class.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, do you remember? Dude, I flipped. Like, do you remember when I flipped on Huey?
I remember when you flipped on Huey. I remember when you flipped on his student teacher. I remember like I
I
remember all that.
flipped on student teacher.
Yes.
I did. I fucked with her.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that.
Oh, maybe you didn't. I remember you got annoyed multiple times in that class.
Yeah, no,
I
dude. That was like, oh my god, man.
Yo, he's
I,
a very nice person. Like he's into comic books and all that shit.
mhm.
Like I had homeroom with him senior year, and he's a cool dude. But worst, like one of the worst teachers.
Literally, and I feel like he is a good dude. Um, but I feel like people give him way too much credit, and I think honestly, my
Yeah.
theory is that people deep down like low key fear him, bro, because like they know like if they're in their class, that is,
Yeah.
because they know like what he's like capable of like doing in terms of like just he's very authoritarian in his class,
Oh,
and
yeah. I mean, like for me, cause I'm a quiet dude, and like that's cause I'm not good at like confrontations.
yeah,
But like, cause he was always like, "Don't be afraid of me," and I was like, "I'm not afraid of you. Like we can have a conversation whenever." It's just like, I don't want to fucking like, say, like, cause you're always gonna like he was always gonna like disagree with me whenever I
yeah, exactly. Like
like
yeah, I wasn't afraid of him in that sense either, because like I did confront him and shit, and like I flipped on him,
yeah,
but like yeah, man. I mean, like fear in the sense that like he has control of your
bro.
grades, and he's so like, like yeah, you
Bro.
can't disagree with him, and
He
people
tried
like
he tried to shake my hand at at graduation, and
mhm,
I denied him. And
really.
he patted me on the shoulder. He was like, "Good job," and I was like, "Nah, man." And then he
Yeah.
just was like, and I was like, "Fuck you, bro." Like,
Oh man, dude, that's fire.
yeah. Nah, but if you want to stick around and chat, that's all cool. But I think we're gonna end the episode
Fire.
off here. Thank you for being in the rap battle, the first rap battle. That was pretty cool. You
Yeah.
and yeah, if anyone listened to all like 3 hours of this podcast with the OE interview
Shout out.
and then the rap battle and then this shout out to you.
Yeah.
That's why like this is probably going to be a mad successful episode, because like anyone who is a fan of OE who listened this long, like they who aren't familiar with you, like they're gonna learn all about so
Yeah.
that's what's
Are
up.
you segmenting it into like is it one big episode? Or is it gonna be two separate things?
It's gonna be one big episode at first, and then I'm gonna like segment it later.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're gonna stop the
Okay.
episode off. I'm gonna stop recording now. Shout out for everyone listening, and I'll see y'all next